normal Monday night leaders call for KGX.
Yeah, how did I sound? Because you were waving in and out.
You're good, brother.
Okay, great.
This is our normal Monday evening leaders call. We want to welcome everyone. Thank everybody for taking a few minutes out of their day just to kind of get updated, hear things straight from leadership, and know which way we're driving. So without further ado, we like to keep these things about 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how much information our speaker has for us this evening. So we have Stephen McCullough. Mr. Stephen, what would you like to tell us has transpired since last week when we spoke? Stephen?
You mean you don't got a bunch of questions for me?
You're used to that, right?
I got you. Okay, here we go.
Love you, Stephen.
We'll just go ahead and go. I'm with you, Kris.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Thank you all for coming to the call. We've actually, we usually send out a reminder for this call. And what happened to our reminder was MailChimp, the list is getting bigger, and MailChimp checked our list up, and they're holding off for a week while they're doing a little research on our list. So anyway, we'll get back to reminders next week. Just a couple of things. We won't have a very long call tonight, not for any particular reason, but it's Monday night. We've gotten the word cryptogenics pretty much off the website. We've got a couple more places in the terms and conditions where it'll be just KGX, and the websites will end up being kgx.global. So to discuss the websites for just a minute, we're working to more of a corporate look. That'll happen over the next few weeks. But what's going to happen is your website's going to be yourname.kgx.global. But don't be concerned if you have business cards that say cryptogenics, because the cryptogenics.com will repoint to the kgx.global as we make this transition. Over the last week, we've made a lot of upgrades that you're not seeing yet in the back offices and things. And we've had a couple of little glitches. Most of you didn't even see them. And we corrected them as we realized the new programming caused a couple of little things to take place. The only thing we're waiting on to switch to kgx.global is the wildcard security certificate, which keeps the information secure on that domain name, that .global. So it won't be a .com name. It'll be yourname.kgx.global to simplify it, and also to match our name, because the new name of our company is KGX Global LLC. And we will go as KGX, and we'll become known as KGX. We had a really good week last week. We sold a lot of mining rigs. That's going really well. We'd announced that we would have a way that you could actually earn mining rigs. And we're going to announce that right this minute. It's sell 7, get 1 free. Sell 7, get 1 free. But you don't have to sell all 7 yourself. The way it works is, if you purchase one, you have to sell 4, and that's 5 total. And then 2 people in your team make a sale, that's 7. So that's sell 7, get 1 free. But what if you don't want to purchase one? Okay, you don't have to purchase one. You would sell 5 yourself, and 2 people in your team sell 2, and you get 1 free. And that's now through the end of the year. Now, what if you don't have anybody on your team, but you want to sell a whole bunch and get 1 free? Well, then you sell 7, and you get 1 free. So I tried to make that as simple as possible. The easiest way is buy 1, sell 4, and have 2 members in your team sell them. That's a total of 7, and we'll give you a GreenX mining rig for free. Or sell 5 yourself, and 2 members in your team sell 1 each. That's 7. Or sell 7 yourself. So it's sell 7, get 1 free, and we'll put that up on the blog. And Kris, since I know you're listening very intently here, we want to put that on the blog quickly, because since they've got us locked out of MailChimp while they're reviewing all of our email addresses, we need to get that posted, and I can type that up for you. So yes, it's sell 7, get 1 free. So what happens if you sell 14? Well, then you get 2 free. If you sell 21, you get 3 free in that combination that we just stated. So that'll be the promotion of how you can actually earn GreenX mining rigs for yourself. The next thing that's company business that we've been working on for 4 or 5 months is we've got our corporation. I'm sure it's not called the corporation in India, but we've got our corporation completely set up and in the country of India. And the reason that's so important is because you can't do business in India unless you are a India company. And there's very few countries in the world where this, has to take place, but India is one of them. And so it's all set up. We haven't started doing business in India yet, because now our next steps are we're going to open an office in India, and we're going to open bank accounts in India, and we're going to do business in India in rupees, because we legally have to do business in India in their currency. And in India, we cannot accept Bitcoin. We will not pay in Bitcoin. We will pay those members in India by check in India from an Indian bank. So we have that taken care of. The five months of setup, it's been a long time, but it is set up. And now I'm sure it'll probably take us another month or 6 weeks to finalize the banking and everything else that has to take place and set up the office in India so that we can begin to build the business in India.
Nice.
Very important to us because we know we've already got the program in 3 languages, totally voiced over in 3 languages. So we told them that once they took, India has like 20 languages.
Oh,
and
wow.
so they got like 5 main languages. They told us the top 3. Yeah, it's crazy. And so we told them that once we see the growth come out of India, we'll add 2 more languages that they want in all of the lessons. So we'll be better off to be more prepared to go ahead and begin to grow there. So that's very big to us. Right now, Brandon's in some sort of seminar. Are you familiar with where Brandon's at right now, Kris?
Yes, sir. He's in LA. He's doing an crypto investment seminar. He happens to be there with Miss Diana Townsend, and they were reporting today was Ladies' Day. And I was listening in just before we jumped on this call, Stephen, and we've been saying forever and a day now that we need to get more ladies activated, and that was really coming through on that investment platform that they were on today, because there were 5 panelists, all 5 were ladies, and all 5 were more or less, encouraging all the ladies in the audience, go out and find your ambitious ladies because we need them. So that was pretty much the big message today. Also, Brandon commented that, we're still not above that 8% mark in the industry of people knowing about crypto. And that seems to be fairly standard.
Well, and that's rather shocking. I also noticed where he commented that they said that the reason most startup companies fail was because the co-partners can't get along. And I'm shocked by that. I understand that completely, but I'm shocked by it because I would have thought the first reason was they just didn't have the finances to sustain a startup. Because the finances to sustain a startup, that's a hard word to say 3 times, are about 3 times as much money as you expect to spend. And so we know what we've spent here, and we know what the issues have been here. And so I know that that's one of the big issues is people just not having the money. They have good ideas, but they don't have the money behind them, and they don't make it for that reason. You can have the best idea in the world, but if you can't keep your doors open just because you don't have money, I mean, heck, one of our programmers a month costs us about $7,000. So this is not a cheap business to be in, and we don't have just one programmer. So you've got to have a lot of money to sustain and go forward. And you got to really keep a close eye on your money and watch where your money goes at all times. I mean, that's very, very important. You just can't be freewheeling out there with your money or let it be mishandled in any way, shape, or form when you got a new startup company. So the thing they said was co-founders fighting. So, well, I don't know about all that, but we got Will, myself, and we get along. We all live in 3 different states, and maybe that's why we don't fight, because we don't have to see each other face to face. But other than that, we get along just fine. So as about these boot camps, so he's at some kind of expo right now. Now I know for a fact, and Kris, I'll work with you. Kris is our Kris is the KGX corporate, and so he's going to help us with communications to the field, especially managing the blog and other different things that we will use. And so with that, we've got 3 meetings coming this year. We've got one in Philadelphia, and we're going to post these immediately. Brandon's fixing to give us all the information in Mike blogs. We're going to post these immediately. One of them's in Philadelphia, and 2 of them in Chicago. And the 2 in Chicago are both in the month of November, but I have a feeling the one in Philadelphia is later this month. I mean, this month's running out, but it's very soon. And I also know that 2 of them are going to specially focus on mining rigs and mining, whereas one of them is going to be a mini boot camp, and that's going to be in Chicago later this year. We have hired a third-party consulting company that specializes in doing conventions and seminars. And when you hear on the radio and they tell you about this thing and they say, "Oh, come down here and go to this thing," well, they specialize in that kind of marketing. And so what we've done is we've already signed the first contract with them to do the first 10 boot camps next year. And what they're doing right now is they're strategically working out the cities. Only 8% of the people know about Bitcoin and crypto. So they're working out getting the data for the cities that we should go to do our first 10 boot camps. Now, let me explain what a boot camp is. We'll come in the night before into a major city, and we'll have a CryptoGenix presentation in that city the night before in a hotel. And that will preempt the boot camp the following day. And on the following day, we'll have a boot camp that will probably last about 6 or 7 hours. And it will teach people, I would say about 7 different things. It'll teach them, it'll brief them on mining. It'll brief them on, what is Bitcoin and the wallet systems and just what we all know people need to know. And so it's really, really action-packed because we did one already and it lasted about 8 hours and we figured we could do it in 6. And we give people all the information they need to know to stand up and walk out of a room and say, I understand Bitcoin, I understand crypto, I kind of understand that other stuff. There's a lot I need to learn. And that's what we all know. And so then with that, we believe that we can bring them on into CryptoGenix and go ahead and take all the lessons so they can get educated. Or maybe they don't want the lessons. Maybe they just want to get involved in mining. Or now that we're going to be launching Bitcoin ATMs, maybe our advertising will be targeting education, ATMs, mining, everything we're going to be talking about, it'll target. Maybe they want to have Bitcoin ATMs. Maybe they want to own the Bitcoin ATMs in the city. And that would be a big deal because I remember a few years back, a friend of mine came to me out of Dallas. He said, hey, there's this thing called Redbox. And they don't exist here in Tulsa. And you go to this box and you pay $1 and you get a movie. I think it's $1.75 now. And he said, Steve, you should really put red boxes in. It just went over my head. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought, go to Redbox and get a movie for $1. Well, then I was probably their best customer when they first finally got to Tulsa. One of those things, there's people out there that will be in front of these things. And I think the ATM will be one of the biggest things that people want to be in front of because you make a percentage off all the Bitcoin bought and sold through these Bitcoin ATMs. And so that's our next major product that we're coming out with. And we're ready. It's ready to go. It's all programmed. It's already hidden in the back office, just waiting for, as our leaders ask us, they asked us to please don't launch the ATM until GreenX Mining comes forward with the GreenX Mining wallets. And so some people might say, Steve, when are they going to come forward with the GreenX Mining wallets? And my answer is I wish Mike Boggs was on here to answer that question because that's not my area in this. But we work with them every day, and they're very close to launching the Bitcoin mining wallets, and that'll make everybody happy. And we sold a lot of Bitcoin mining rigs last week, and we'll sell a whole lot more the minute they launch those Bitcoin mining wallets. So we know that's all very important to all of us. And as soon as they're done with that, and if they aren't done in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to go ahead and launch the ATM machines. I'm not one of those people that can wait around because I got some other products and projects that we're working on. Because what we've noticed in this industry, because we struggled with everything we're talking about, we've noticed that every company that's wanting to come into this industry and they're wanting to hold their own Bitcoin, they don't understand the Bitcoin core. And I'm going to explain that to y'all real quick, just a little moment of education. The Bitcoin core is a monstrous software. And it's called open source, which means anybody can have it. But it's a monstrous software that goes into your server farm. And then you basically have a monstrous wallet system. It will generate and assign wallets to all transactions, and it will go gather your money for you, and it will track your money for you that comes in Bitcoin in this thing that's called a Bitcoin core. So I made that sound really simple. And it's really complicated. And programmers aren't savvy in this. They don't know how to connect to the core. They don't know how to do the apps to the core. They don't know how to put products online and then attach them to the core where the core can then assign a wallet to every single purchase ever made and track it in your system for your company. And that's going to be one of the critical things that has to happen for the world to move into Bitcoin. Businesses have to move into Bitcoin properly. And other than paying some third party, a percent card company, like a big percentage of every sale, big companies are not going to want to do that. When they can, that's the whole idea of Bitcoin is you're your own bank. We're our own bank. Why would you want to then get in another system where you're paying somebody a bunch of percentages just to move the Bitcoin to you? So the Bitcoin core will allow a company to run their own Bitcoin system and run their own wallet systems and run their own tracking system of all sales, and therefore allow Bitcoin to move into the world in a greater place, in a greater space, just like the Bitcoin ATMs. It's critical. That was our biggest issue here in the United States was, you go to Coinbase, or you go to CoinMe, or you go here, you go there. And the truth of the matter is it's complicated. We all think it's easy. We're right here. It seems easy to me. It's not easy. It's complicated. Every time my wife wants to send me some Bitcoin somewhere or send somebody some Bitcoin, I'm on the phone with her. Okay, you got to click there. Yeah, send. Yeah. Okay, and you're going to put it here. Yeah. And so it's like, dang, it ain't like sending an email. If you mess up, it just bounces back. It's like I'm sending money somewhere, and I got to understand where I'm sending it. And so it can always make you nervous. And believe me, when you send somebody 10 Bitcoin and it don't ever come back, that'll make you nervous. They don't get it, or they do, but it don't ever come back. That'll make you damn nervous. I can tell you right now, make you pull your hair out at night. So I've been there. I've lost money. I've lost money. I've lost Bitcoin by sending it to the wrong people. I've lost Bitcoin by losing it in the fork. I mean, at the fork last year when they forked Bitcoin, I got out of Bitcoin, 100% out of Bitcoin, because I was so smart and uneducated. I thought that Bitcoin would plummet and I'd buy it back and make a bunch of Bitcoin. So I pulled out, I think, 17 Bitcoin at the time, and it didn't plummet. It skyrocketed, and I had to buy back in way higher than I was in that thing. And so I lost, I think I lost 7 Bitcoin that day, but that's nothing compared to the 10 I lost this year. So I've lost 17 Bitcoin out of complete ignorance of lack of education and just not understanding how things really work in the world, in the Bitcoin world. So I'm the best test dummy for this whole market. And I'm looking forward to being a bigger test dummy as we go forward. And I like Kris laughing because he knows everything I'm talking about. And that's what this education is about. That's what we're here for, is to actually go out and educate the world to protect you. I mean, heck, I couldn't even protect myself. Ain't that scary? To protect you from the scams and things that go on. I mean, even today, you know, it was a year ago when all the Bitcoin scams came through. And, you know, I'm not going to name them, but there were big ones, and they did billions of dollars, which means they stole billions of our dollars. Mm-hmm. And they did it, and they did it rather well. Well, the problem is it's been about a year now since the last one. It was actually January when USI Tech went down. So it's getting close to a year that one of the big ones went down, one of the last big ones. Heck, TCC just disappeared from the face of the earth and, like, moved overseas and kept going where they could get more money from people. But that's a problem. It's a problem when you hear somebody promote anything that says, we can make you 500% in a down market, or we can make you 100% in a down market. Anybody promoting anything, you saying they can make you anything, is illegal. You ought to raise the red flag. It's illegal. So if somebody says, oh, in the big market last year, they gained 700%. I was in the big market by myself with no help last year, and I gained 700% at least. I think I gained 1,000 to 1,500%. And so that didn't take a brain surgeon. You just had to buy some Bitcoin and hang on for the ride. So that was nothing. But anybody that says this year that they could have traded your money for you and they could have made you money and, 50%, 100%, run for the hills, folks, because they're back. Aren't they, Kris?
They're back.
Kris, are they back?
They're back, brother. They're
back. And they are. They think, okay, it's been a year. Yep, it's been a year. People forgot. Well, some people did forget. But I'm telling you, this market has been down. It has fluctuated between 9,000 and 6,000 for now a few months. I mean, I'm head over heels in love with Bitcoin. I'm in love with Bitcoin. I'm in Bitcoin for the rest of my life. I'm here to stay. And so is Bitcoin. But we can't ever predict exactly what's going to do. The thing I think that would have been the smartest for anybody if they'd been educated would to have never, and Rob Harris will hate this, to have never got out of Bitcoin and into those other coins. I think if people would have got educated and learned how to trade Bitcoin on the up and down, there's not a better volatile coin out there than Bitcoin. And one thing you can count on a Bitcoin, it'll be here tomorrow. The other coins that were being traded, what was that coin? I was in one that went to 16 cents. That might not sound like a lot, but I had a lot of money in it. And it went from 12 to 16 up to 21 and back down to 4. So what happens to a lot of these coins is they get bull ran up by the whales, and then they pull the plug and they go to almost nothing. You're going, dang. And I've heard people say this. This is hilarious. They say, as long as you don't take your money out, you haven't lost it yet. I want you to think about that. And if you believe that line, give me all your money, because we'll never lose any of it as long as we don't take it out. That is insane. And when you have a trader telling you, as long as we don't take it out, we ain't lost it, I got news for you. We lost it, because we're going to sit here the rest of our lives and hope it comes back. I don't think so. People don't live like that. So as you're seeing the new scams arrive, and they're just now starting to surface, and I won't name any of them, but as you're seeing them arrive and they say 50%, we can get you 50% on your money, it's down market, but we're specialists. Yeah, they're specialists at stealing your money. So don't go for this stuff again. Don't fall for it again, because it's coming. What you need to do is get with a company. You choose your company. I'll tell you what, I've traveled the whole world. I've been in over 40 countries, standing in front of rooms, promoting marketing. And some people say, hey, you know what, Steve, you're pretty motivational. Well, I take it as a compliment, but I'm going to tell you what I really want to tell you. I might be motivational, but here's what I want you to do with your life. I want you to succeed. And I don't care if it's here or somewhere else. If I say something one day that inspires you, and I call it flipping the switch, and it flips your switch and you can go run and become successful, man, I have succeeded. And if you look back and call me back 3 years later and say, Steve, you said something one day and I was in this other company and I became the top money earner, I'll say congratulations. I don't care where your success goes. We're here all together to become a team and help each other succeed. I hope you succeed here with us, of course, but I'm more interested in you realizing that your potential is unlimited and you can succeed wherever you want once you realize that. And that's very, very important. Have these people, they try to sell you all these motivational tapes and books. They want you to buy the whole series. There's like 40 of them. When are you going to listen to 40 tapes? You're not. What you need to do if you want to get motivated and you want to believe in yourself, you need to find your favorite motivational tape. And this is what I did. My wife, she hated this. I would listen to it in my bedroom at night. I put it in my tape set. And I love Think and Grow Rich, but hey, maybe it's not for you. You might like Tony Robbins. But I like that kind of spiritual, it wasn't really spiritual, it's kind of deep thought sounds. And I would listen to it when I go to bed and play all night. Because what you need to do is listen to one tape that motivates you and listen to it over and over and over, forever and ever. Because it's only inside you that doesn't believe you can succeed. And once you convince it you can, you can. And once you do that, you flip the switch. And when you flip the switch, you can't be stopped. Because that's how it works. People who believe they can do things can do things. People who set their mind to it and they write their goal down, and I recommend you have one tape. You don't have to have a whole set. But you got to listen to it every day in your spare time or at night while you're sleeping is the best time because you're asleep and you can't have any doubt, and your subconscious mind listens to that tape play over and over, and it will convince you that you can achieve that success that you want to success. And once you are convinced you can achieve that success, you will move the mountains to achieve that success. You will do what it takes. You'll do the calls that it takes. You'll do the contacts that it takes. You'll do the follow-ups that it takes. You'll do the meetings that it takes. Because I've had some people also in the last year tell me, oh, man, you don't have to do meetings. You don't have to do, oh, man, you're crazy. They're crazy. I have to do meetings. Some people have to do meetings because that's part of what a network marketing company is. You've got to go out and touch the people and do meetings in front of the people and let the people see that they're real. These are real people. They'll look you in the eye and decide if they can trust you or not. You have to do meetings. You don't have to, but you got to have somebody do meetings for you because people have to feel like they're a part of something. And it's awesome to be a part of an online community, but that's just not enough. What about all those people around you that you see every day that aren't in your online community? You got to touch them. You got to let them feel this thing, and you got to get in front of them yourself or somebody for you and do these meetings. So I know that I took this call in a number of directions, but you should never do a call, Kris, with me that you don't ask questions. You got any questions for me, Kris?
Actually, I got a couple things for you, Steve. I was just letting you have free reign for a minute. First and foremost, I want to make sure that we announce, excuse me, and that we congratulate both Diana Townsend and Brandon Ivy. I believe Miss Townsend is our top money earner for the week. So we want to make sure that that we tell everybody that. The second thing that I wanted to reiterate here is the fact that I love that at KGX, you know, we're not really about whether you're in my team or your team or Joe's team or Peter's team or whoever's team. It's all a big family. And if you can't do it here, we understand, you know, we understand that's okay. But we do want people to take the message to their teams. Like these leaders that are on this call tonight, they need to make sure that they take their, you know, the message that we've given to their teams, because what's going to happen between now and probably February of next year is we're going to see a lot of stuff arise, as you've alluded to. And that's when the trouble starts. People get in over their heads. They don't know what to trust, what not to trust. And you know what, Steve? I have learned and found out in the last couple of years that people are deceptive. They really, really are deceptive on a lot of levels, and they can be very convincing. Would you agree?
Oh, I would agree that people are very deceptive, and I don't think it's a very good idea for you to put your money in anyone else's hands ever. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's a good idea at all. And what those people do, it's amazing. They'll come into Facebook and they'll talk about making you 30% a month or something. You don't even know the people. They act like they're your best friend. Run for the hills. But you've got to be really careful because the dust has settled from 2017 and the sharks are back. Yes. They're starting to surface right now with all these guarantees of earnings. And I'm telling you, it don't work that way. This is a down market. These coins are down. And as long as these coins, sure, when there's a bull run, we can all win really big. And we'll make sure when the bull run starts, we tell you, hey, it looks like there's a bull run. But there's always still a risk of what's going to run and what's not going to run. And so that's why we've got good people here. We've got Brandon doing those Facebook Lives every single day. I highly recommend them. We've got Rob here working with us. Everybody's working with us to put together the Bitcoin boot camps, because KGX will become known as the company that taught the world cryptocurrency. And here's why, and y'all need to understand something. We're going to start doing national advertising, flying into major cities, and here we come. And we're going to spend a day in a room doing this huge thing, teaching people about cryptocurrency. And we're not going to bait and switch them, and we're not going to try to sell them mining rigs, and we're not going to try to sell them ATMs, but we are going to let them know that they are completely available, and there was your education, and you can get more education here. And I want you to think about the psychology of what I just said. Let's say that you're in Tampa, Florida, and we're going to do a meeting in Tampa, Florida. You know, you're just a networker trying to build that little network and try to get that 2x2 thing going. And all of a sudden, KGX is on the local radio, and we're going to be blasting all of our leaders and the members, and you can be blasting your friends going, hey, check this out. Here's our radio ad in Tampa. KGX's radio ad in Tampa, doing a meeting to show people how all this kind of stuff works. We're going to lend you so much credibility with the money we're going to spend promoting this program. I don't think people understand the psychological effect this is going to have for you all. So once we have the boot camps ready, we'll get the radio advertising ready. We'll start sharing the advertising to our website, so people, and we'll have it up on YouTube, so you can send links to people everywhere to show what cities we're in. And those people are going to go, huh, a company actually traveling the company, doing radio advertising, filling a room for a full day to teach people about cryptocurrency, because the education is what's missing. The ATMs are what's missing. Understanding mining is missing, and then it evolves. Back to you, Kris.
Stephen, I love when I hand you something and you put it on a silver platter. I just love it. So, you know, what's really cool for me, and I just want to stress this to everybody, if you've never worked with a promotional company, we like to refer to them as event companies, okay? This is huge. If you've never been with a company that's had this before, get ready. Pull your bootstraps up. Make sure you got your good socks on. You don't want to get blisters on your feet, because these people do not play. See, part of their guarantee, if you will, is that they're going to provide for us all the things in our contract. So when we say that we're going to fill rooms, we're going to fill them. When we say we're coming, we're coming. And when we come, we're coming with our best. And that is going to be huge, because not everybody can do that, okay? Most companies will promote from within. When you get a third party involved, they're hungry. And when they get hungry, they do amazing things. So my words of wisdom, if you will, that I'm going to leave everybody with this evening is get ready for the boot camps, because they're going to blow your socks off, and these event planners don't play. So just be ready. Stephen, you want to close us out with a final word?
Yes, I know that we're all sitting here waiting on the edge of our seats for these GreenX wallets. Nobody wants them more than I want them. Nobody wants them to finish more than I do, because honestly, we've sold well over $1 million worth of these things. We need them to deliver them to our customers. That's just a fact. So we're all doing the same thing. Mike's working with Dave and writing them over at GreenX, keeping us informed as how close they are. They're in their beta testing of the wallets, and as soon as they have them, we will keep you informed, and we will link them. And as soon as our MailChimp gets, which is just hilarious, but as soon as they unlock our MailChimp, we'll send out the best update we got on every bit of this stuff. The next thing is sell 7 and get 1 GreenX rig free. Sell 7. Remember, I told you, and we're going to put it into the blog so you can read it. You can buy 1, sell 4, and 2 members in your team sell 1, that's 7. Or say your members aren't doing anything, you can sell all 7, that's 7. Or you can just sell 5 and 2 members. We're going to lay it out for you. But it's simple. Sell 7, get 1 free. And there's just a way that you don't have to sell all 7 yourself by your members selling some of them. But sell 7 GreenX mining rigs for the rest of this year, and we'll give you 1 for free. Now, I'm not ever going to project what these coins are worth, and I'm not going to project how much money you can make. And if you're involved with anybody that's there projecting anything that anything's going to do, head for the hills, folks.
Right.
Because people who project and make up these numbers and these ridiculous income claims will be shut down. And so that's not how we're going to do business. We just know that we have a very good feeling about GreenX. We all understand GreenX as much as you can understand GreenX. And because it is kind of right over your head a little bit when you first hear it the first time, I was like, you got to be kidding me. But we do understand it now, and we all have a very good feeling about it, and we can't wait for them to deliver, because here's what's going to happen. The minute they show those back office wallets and you see how many coins you have, we believe that our sales, which have already been credited, are going to explode. And we believe that we'll become 60% of the GreenX market. And so GreenX will then really, really like us. And at that point in time, maybe we'll try to work out some better deals so that we can actually do some more get one free programs. So with that, Kris, I'm not going to make you close it. Thank you all for coming to the call. We'll recap this call in an email, actually in the blog, and we'll put it up in the blog. Kris, you're gonna link this to the blog, correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, that solves every bit of this. We're going to link this to the blog, and we'll type up the sell 7, get 1 GreenX mining rig free. And here we go, folks. And every single mining rig that was sold since last Monday morning counts in that sell 7. And so I know that we have one person about to get their first one for free. And that's pretty awesome to get a $3,750 item for free. So with that, thank you all very much. Thank you for coming to this call. We have these every Monday night. And like I said, we'll get our MailChimp figured out. We'll remind everybody we're having the calls. And we'll update you, and we'll let you know what's going to go on each call. Kris, thank you very much for hosting the call. I really love working with you. And everyone, you all have a wonderful evening and good night.
God bless everyone.